A lot of crazy things can happen in a courtroom, and sometimes there are instances that Karens will escalate out of proportion, and even judges will totally lose it. Today, you're gonna meet some of the craziest Karens encountered inside of the courtroom. Let's start this out with a lady who argued with a judge because of a PPO, which she called nonsense. It obviously took the judge off guard, who even asked Karen to repeat her statement. Things escalated pretty quickly, as the lady kept on interrupting the judge while she was speaking. In the end, Karen was fined $500 for her behavior and left the court.
How can you ask to sanction someone when you haven't even been served?
That's the point.
Do not interrupt me when I'm speaking, ma'am.
We're just on the second Karen, but it's already looking a little too physical. Just take a look at this lady who out of nowhere cussed in front of the judge. She earned a warning from the judge, and because of that, Karen did not mind it at all, so this time she got arrested. That's not the end of it. Karen wasn't happy about it and jumped the judge. Luckily, the police officers were quick to tackle the lady. Our next one looks like she wants to be an actress. That's why she put on a little show inside the courtroom. By the looks of it, she was trying too hard to convince the person on the other line that she was in danger. However, the judge was not satisfied with her performance and wanted the lady out of the room as soon as possible.
Order!
The next Karen was let out of the courtroom for doing something unimaginable. While one of the victim's loved ones was giving their statement, someone started laughing. That was not tolerated, especially by the presiding judge. She went on and lectured them on how inappropriate their behavior was and kicked them out of the room.
That concludes this matter.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have you ever imagined lending money to your daughter and then she ends up blaming all the wrong things she did in her life on you? Well, this next Karen had the audacity to do exactly that to her mother, and Judge Rinder did not like any bit of it. As a result, it seemed like the judge changed his ruling in favor of the mom because of her daughter's behavior.
No, I agree, but I think if you can, at the end of the day, banks charge me interest for the credit cards and things like that. She doesn't.
This next Karen almost got held in contempt after he kept on interrupting the victim who was giving her statement. Yeah, they have some guys, right? But the judge wasn't having it and warned the accused to stop what he was doing or else he'd face bigger consequences.
Ma'am, just do your best to move on with your life. The world has wonderful things to enjoy and take advantage of. And sometimes all of us have to deal with an evil situation that comes in front of us. We didn't expect it, we don't deserve it, but it's part of life sometimes. Do your best, please, to, try to put that past you and enjoy the good, wonderful things that life has and make the most out of that, okay? Good luck.
It looks like Karen has the habit of annoying judges, just like this Karen, who was escorted out of the courtroom after repeatedly talking back to Judge Lake.
You have not offered one bit of time.
I had no idea.
Sean, escort her out. I'm tired of hearing your mouth.
Okay, Your Honor.
There are times that suspects show little to no remorse after committing a crime, and judges that are giving the verdict can't help but give them the talk to make them feel at least a little guilty about what they did. That's exactly what this judge did, and it's pretty satisfying if you'd ask me.
I find that what you did constitutes a serious violent offense. It was committed in a physically violent manner, a fatal gunshot, done with your recklessness in the face of knowledge that your acts were reasonably likely to result in serious harm. You were the armorer, the one that stood between a safe weapon and a weapon that could kill someone. You alone turned a safe weapon into a lethal weapon. But for you, Miss Hutchins would be alive, a husband would have his partner, and a little boy would have his mother.
We can always trust Judge Lake to shut Karens up when it comes to getting noisy inside the courtroom, just like she did when these two ladies wouldn't stop arguing in front of the honored judge. After a few warnings, Judge Lake went on and hit the gavel and told the two ladies to zip it up.
Let's get some order. Let's get some order.
It doesn't concern you.
It's called censorship. Ladies, when I hit the gavel, you shut your mouth.
This next one was put into place by a judge after crossing the line and bringing in personal statements and even including the judge's kids into the argument. The legal counsel of the accused was transferred to the back of the room after he had a heated dispute with the presiding judge. He was even further silenced when he tried to answer back.
You need to sit down right now. You're out of line. In fact, you're excused. You need to go sit in the back with your chief public defender.
He's the public defender.
Mr. Weeks, please ask the lawyer from your office to go sit down and not say anything else. To try to threaten my children and bring up my children is inappropriate. Go to the back of the room now.
Here's another entry from Judge Rinder, who kept on getting savage every time. Just a backstory, this lady was stealing some money from someone else's bank account after gaining access, and she nonchalantly committed that what she was doing wasn't wrong. Well, Judge Rinder thought otherwise and got her escorted out of the courtroom after lecturing her. Take a look at this judge, who can't help but call out a counsel who can't stay still. The presiding judge lost his patience because of what he was witnessing and called out the counsel, telling her how she should stop walking aimlessly and just give her client the copy she is being asked about.
The counsel is suggesting she doesn't have them, so let's just put them all.
Okay, well, she does have some, Judge. That's what I make sure.
For the record,
I don't know, you're saying they're sent, counsel suggesting she hasn't received those things. I just want her to get copies of it. I don't want your constant back and forth. Well, she has to, just give her the copies. That's it. It's easy. Just get her the copies.
It looks like Judge Duro does not like being interrupted, and Karen is getting a taste of how it is to be rebuked by the savage judge. You see, Judge Duro was just stating facts just to make things clear, but the accused thought she had the right to answer back. Well, the judge firmly laid it down that no one has a right to interject while she's talking.
I have to ask out loud. It's a rhetorical question, but were you poisoning Lynn Hernan all along, following your release from prison?
No.
I'm not asking for an answer. This is my time.
Our next Karen looks like she forgot that she was inside a courtroom and decided that shouting and celebrating after finding out that her husband wasn't the father of her kid is appropriate. Well, the judge wasn't pleased with her reaction and called her out in front of all the people inside the room.
In the case of Miller versus Rasmussen, when it comes to 3-year-old Zaylee Rasmussen, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. Miss Miller.
Be respectful.
Sorry. Miss Miller.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure you'll also lose your temper after witnessing Karen arguing with her husband about the welfare of their kids. Even the judge wasn't able to stop herself from lecturing the woman after she said that the father should be the one taking care of the kids instead of her.
Changed his shift.
As he should, he's a dad.
As you should, you're a mom. The audacity.
I mean, but I have a more important job.
I mean, how many times are you going to say that? I mean, you have the audacity to say that he's a dad and he should do these things, but you're the mom and not doing these things. He changed his shift, why can't you?
Up next, we have Karen, who was so animated while defending herself in front of the judge that it became annoying. Judge Mathis was so distracted by her hand movements, he went on and called her got the sentence they deserve. Some judges can't hide their emotions. Look at this judge, for example, who made it clear that this accused got what he deserves after he went to jail.
You know that, right? We're going to classify you max. All right? And you're going to go there, and everyone's going to know. Baby killer. Good luck with that.
What would you do if a Karen who was getting sentenced was childish and rude? We'll get some idea from this judge, as he didn't let this woman slip after sarcastically bidding him adios. In fact, the judge called the woman back and increased her bond to $10,000. That's adios to her.
Come back, man. Come back. Come back. Give me the paper again. Count one will be 10,000.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Adios.
Our next main star is a spoiled teenager who thinks that sarcastically talking to a judge will benefit his situation. Well, the teenager was able to learn that if you don't want jail time, you better keep your mouth shut instead.
This is what I'm getting.
Well, you have to meet with probation so I can determine what's appropriate for you.
I wasn't even driving, but all right. All right.
No, we're going to withdraw the plea. Mr. Gazicki, I'm not accepting the plea. It's clear he doesn't want a plea.
I don't understand what's going on.
No, I'm done. Mr. Tag, I'm done with you. We're not doing this. You're not going to be forced to plea. Mr. Gazicki, I want to make sure we have this. As to arraignment, how do you plea on behalf of your client?
Waive reading, stand mute, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on his behalf. We're setting a jury trial.
Our next Karen will surely make your blood boil. I mean, she doesn't even answer a simple yes or no question. The judge surely doesn't have any time for disrespectful behavior like this. You can hear the rage every time she hits the gavel, and that didn't sound nice at all.
Ma'am, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I would like to call.
Ma'am, stop. I know you want to control this room, but this isn't Burger King. When the sign changes to Burger King, you can have it your way. Right now, this is my courtroom, and you will answer my questions. Stop. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury? Yes or no? Are you going to tell the truth?
We can all agree that the worst kind of Karens are entitled Karens, and we have one in court. And Judge Mathis is not having any of that inside of his courtroom. Look at him enjoying the defendant bantering with Karen, who was surely losing the fight.
About me is that I was actually born and raised in Honduras, so I had to take a year off from school to learn English.
And that's why you don't have any respect for our laws here?
And how does...
And personal property?
How do you take me taking a year away from learning English as disrespect, as me learning disrespect for the law,
when I get
authority?
Into the case, I'll explain.
Yeah, but you referred to him because his being born in Honduras, as that's why you don't have... Well, that's what he spoke of.
Right.
You related it to his Honduran heritage, man.
No, that's
it's
that's
irrelevant.
exactly what you related it to. You said, that's why. That's why what then? What is the that's why from?
Maybe because...
Some Karens are just so entitled that they even bring that attitude into the court. Well, this one just gets a bitter taste of attitude as well after Judge Simpson calls her stupid.
At 9 a.m. or your time that's set by the court.
That's fine. That's enough time.
And, ma'am, the last time that you were here, we had a problem, and I'm just going to call it what is your attitude or somewhat your demeanor. And that I thought we were straight when you left.
Looks like Judge Boyd does not like the sound of an irresponsible mom and just went off at her. She even went on and told the lady to get her life together before even attempting to get her job back.
And guess what? There's a reason we have indecency with a child cases in this court. Anything could have happened to your child. And when you're using drugs and you're pregnant, whatever you're using, your child is using too. So if you don't think a baby should be smoking a cigarette, you shouldn't be smoking a cigarette, because guess what? When you're carrying a child and you're smoking a cigarette, your babies are smoking a cigarette. If you don't think a child should be doing alcohol, when you're drinking alcohol, your baby's drinking alcohol. You're going to have to start making better choices. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you.
This lady was showing the judge how uninterested she was from the very beginning of the hearing. But later on, she went silent as the judge called her out for her attitude and her actions while inside of the court.
Well, you do now, because you have no bond. I'm going to deal with you on Tuesday, and I'm going to decide at that time whether to let you out on Tuesday or give you the balance of 93 days in jail. So you might want to work on your attitude a little bit. I'll have your lawyer, Rhonda Ives, here at that time. We'll have the complainant here.
Sometimes you just can't believe the amount of audacity these Karens have. Take a look at this one, who tried to negotiate the child support her ex-husband was giving their child, when in fact she herself does not even have a job. Karen even had the audacity to argue with the judge after the child support was put down to a certain amount, but she silenced her at the end.
Slightly. It's still expensive. $1,093 a month is what he would pay in child support.
That's it?
That's it. Well, it would be more if you get a job.
He would pay more if I got a job?
No, it would be more for the child if you got a job.
Up next is this Karen, who haven't had the guts to call out a district judge for not being a bankruptcy judge. She even went on and threatened the authorities and firmly stated that she already filed for the said bankruptcy. But we all know where this ends up. Karen was still ordered to email the said case file, despite arguing she already gave it in court. I mean, no one's above the law, Karen.
See here, Your Honor, you are not a bankruptcy judge. You are not a bankruptcy judge.
You are absolutely correct. I am a district court judge and I have jurisdiction over this matter because we do not have anything in our files or anything that was filed by you or any attorney representing you that would support your claim that you have filed another bankruptcy case.
I gave you guys the case number on record, so you guys can try me if you want to.
Where is the documentation regarding your case? You should have some paperwork. Please stop interrupting me.
I will email it to Ms. Lockoff right now.
Please stop interrupting me. You can email it to the court at 27dc@yn.mi.gov.
Lastly, we have a Karen whose mom wanted to join the court trial, but what they did not know is Judge Middleton does not tolerate cursing or outbursts. As a result, mom was told to shut up. Karen was roasted for not knowing the law.
Excuse me, I don't agree with the trial. It's completely unnecessary, and I know I have to waive a jury trial. I want the right to waive a jury trial.
So which Karen annoyed you the most? Let us know in the comments below and see you in the next video.